Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the May 31st, 2022 Board of Selectmen meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Trisha Wertz here.
A roll call would be all 5 selectmen are present.
Okay, Trisha is present, Alan Slavin is present, Jared Chadwick is present, Ronald Bessie is present, and Judith Whiteside is present.
Also present are town council and town administrator. Thank you. May I have the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Slavin, I think it's your turn.
No problem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Announcements. Let's see, Mr. Slavin, I'll go with you first.
Okay, Memorial Day was this past weekend. I'd like to thank the Veterans Council, the VFW, Julio, Matt Stanton, and the ROTC, the juniors, and their honor guard, also the Wareham militia, and those people who were willing and thankfully takes a little time out to show respect for the veterans that have passed, etc. They basically went to 6 different areas where there were monuments or cemeteries. And it was a very nice event and very well done. And I forget the gentleman's name. I think he works at the funeral home, who did taps on the trumpet. It was very moving. The other thing we have is I'd like to thank those people from town that came to the Serpent annual meeting. Appreciate it very much for the support. And the last thing is we just got an announcement a few minutes ago, which is usual, the Weweanic River area between Marion and Wareham. As usual, come summertime, it's closed for shellfishing. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Chadwick, you're all set with announcements, sir?
Oh,
you've got
really have tonight.
You got gargly voice again.
I paid for them to come to the house and fix my internet, and I still don't have good internet. I'll pass.
Thank you. Mr. Bessie, announcements, sir?
Yes, I just have one. It is circulated around, but I will make mention of it again because we won't have another meeting again before this. So Saturday, June 11th, starting at 11 o'clock, there will be a ribbon cutting for the Wareham Elementary School. It's going to be a community celebration and ribbon cutting. That's at 11 o'clock. Then there'll be food trucks, music, and guided tours from 12 to 2. The address is 63 Minot Ave. I encourage everyone that has the ability to attend to come out if you haven't had a chance to see the new school yet. It's an amazing facility, and it's just going to be a good day for the town to celebrate this big accomplishment of this new school, and being able to see where the voters and the hard tax dollars that have been spent have really come and look really good. So I encourage everybody to come out June 11th from 11 to 2 total time and just enjoy the day. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Wertz, do you have any announcements?
Yes, I have one. But first of all, I want to say it's really good to see you all again. I feel like I've been off in Never Never Land. And I enjoyed, Alan, seeing you get your award and what was going on in your Serpent life very much. What I have in front of me is an announcement on the Parker Mills Bond Dam Assessment Project. And it's starting to move forward, and the town is advertising, come and join and participate. And the first meeting is June 7th, public project kickoff. It's a virtual meeting. And then there'll be other meetings in September and October. So I hope everyone who's really vested in the town really reaches out and participates in this.
Thank you. I just have a few. I want to congratulate the class of 2022 Wareham High School graduates, as well as all of the kids who live in town and who may go to school out of town. Congratulations, you made it. And guess what? That will be the last time that everybody takes care of you. We have a request from the Wareham Police Department for summer residents as well as business owners. Please let the department know what your emergency contact numbers are in case there's something that goes wrong at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. You could go right online to the department and put that information in. I want to congratulate the 9 new firefighter recruits who graduated from the academy. Awesome job, young ladies and gentlemen. And then the really good news is that the Spinney Memorial branch of the library will be open from 9 to 1 on Tuesdays and from 1 to 5 on Thursdays, starting on June 6th. The main library hours are going to be from 9 to 5 Mondays, 1 to 8 on Tuesdays, 9 to 8 Wednesdays, 9 to 1 Thursdays, 9 to 3 on Fridays and Saturdays. The library will be closed on Saturdays in July and August. And there are a lot of events that the Friends and the library are putting together. So I encourage you all to look at the webpage, look at Wareham Week or other local media to see what's going on there. And that's all I have. Next on the agenda, Ms. Wertz.
So I don't believe we have anything in appointments and reappointments and interviews. If I'm wrong, let me know. If we go to point number 6A, we have an application from Parkwood Beach Association to have their community get-together event take place on Sunday, July 3rd from 12 to 6 p.m. And I don't know if Miss Burke is here, somebody
Yes, she
here
is.
to speak about it. Okay.
Yep. Ms. Burke, could you identify yourself and speak to your request, please? You're muted.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. My name is Suzanne Burke. I'm a board of director on the Parker Beach Association, and I have been running events on the beach area for the last 35 years. And we usually have a party that we hold on our private beach area. And this year, years ago, we used to block the street off. And I wanted to come back to that this year and park off the main area by the front parking lot of the beach site. I did walk the area with Lieutenant Gerard, and he's well aware of our emergency procedure, barricades, where everything will be stationed. And I also talked with the fire department today, and they both gave me their approval. And I'm here for any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Mr. Slavin, I'll go to you first if you have any questions, sir, of the young lady.
No, since I live on Oak Street, I get to get up close and personal with the events that go on across the waterway. Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
We'll be over early.
Mr. Bessie, do you have any questions of the young lady?
Doesn't matter.
No, it's just good to see that things are starting to come back a little bit to normal, and people in town are able to get out and do things. So I'm excited for them to have their event.
Thank you. Mr. Chadwick, do you want to try garbling at me? Do you have any questions of the young lady? No, okay. And Ms. Wertz, do you have any questions of the young lady?
I just have one question, and it may be more for you or Mr. Slavin. What I don't know as a new select person is whether an event like this has to carry an insurance or not. Because I didn't see anything in the paperwork.
There is nothing in the paperwork. They signed an indemnity agreement, but I will ask Mr. Bowen if we should have something other than the indemnity agreement. Mr. Bowen, if you choose to answer, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. That's really up to you. You can run it by your insurance advisor as to whether they think it's advisable. Of course, they'll always say that more insurance is better insurance. Certainly, if they could provide it, that's great. It would provide some teeth or substance to the indemnity.
Thank you. Okay, is that your only question, Ms. Wertz?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Slavin, do you have another question, sir?
Another question, I believe and Suzanne can answer, the Parkwood Association, it's their beach that they're gonna do this on, it's not town property. And they have their, I believe they have insurance, et cetera, that covers them for the events, but it is a separate organization, which people who live at Parkwood Beach actually pay into it's like a membership fee for them, and they actually have property that they own in Parkwood that belongs to that as well. So I think
Right.
if you want, you can probably ask them for a copy of their personal insurance and indemnify us as well.
Ms. Burke, would you be able to supply that to our office, which would be just for that one day?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of questions for you. Who is the caterer for the event?
It's the catering boss. They're from Hanson, Massachusetts. They're fully insured. They do carry serve safe. They have all the proper procedures and they will be permitted.
Okay, because that information is not in the packet and will need to be forwarded to our office, ma'am. Okay,
Okay,
thank you. Because the Board of Health okayed it, but they didn't have a name of, whoever. So those, I had the question about the insurance as well. If I hear no further questions from my board, may I have a motion, Ms. Wertz?
So I make a motion that we vote to accept the application from Parkwood Beach Association requesting road closure for community get-together event taking place on Sunday, July 3rd from 12 to 6 p.m., a rain date of July 4th.
Thank you. So the
A
motion
second.
is to approve the application. Is there a second to
Yes.
that motion?
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Bessie. Is there any further discussion on the motion? I would ask you to add to your motion, please, Ms. Wertz, the receipt of insurance as well as the information on the caterer being forwarded to the Board of Health.
So added.
Thank you. Mr. Bessie, would you approve that as your second?
I approve.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any further discussion on the motion? I will go for a roll call vote, which would be to approve. Mr. Slavin,
Yes,
Ms. Wertz,
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick,
Yes.
Mr. Bessie,
Yes.
myself, yes, it is approved. You can pick up the paperwork when all of that other information has been provided to us, Ms. Burke. Thank you very much and enjoy your wonderful weekend. And it's going to be a sunny day, I can guarantee you. Okay?
well, you all have a great night.
Thank you.
bye,
Good night.
Susan.
Bye, Alan. Thank you.
Bye, Susan.
And
So-
next,
So next, if we move to town business, 7A, discussion on creation of renewable energy study committee. I believe we're going to move that till next week,
to the 14th. Yes,
till
ma'am.
the 14th. And then 7B, proclamation of the Race Amnesty Day. I think either Ronald or Jared are going to read this. Which one is?
Ron is going to read Race Amity.
Okay. Ron, if you could.
Absolutely. So the proclamation for Race Amity Day, whereas Wareham supports the Great Seal of the United States of America, which bears the inscription E pluribus unum, which translates from Latin as one out of many, one, whereas the greatest asset of the town of Wareham is its people. Whereas the town of Wareham is comprised of multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multiracial citizens. Whereas friendship, collegiality, civility, respect, and kindness are commonly shared ideals of the collective citizenry of the town of Wareham. Whereas the National Center for Race Amity has invited communities across the United States of America to join in introspection and reflection on the beauty and richness of the diverse peoples of its great nation, while reaching out with a spirit of amity toward one another annually on the second Sunday in June. And whereas H 2745, Chapter 163 of Acts of 2015 of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts establishes the second Sunday in June annually as Race Amity Day. Therefore, be it resolved that the Wareham Board of Selectmen do hereby proclaim the second Sunday in June to be Race Amity Day, and urge all of the citizens of the town of Wareham to take cognizant of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. In witness thereof, we the Wareham Board of Selectmen have hereunto set our hands and caused the official seal of the town of Wareham to be affixed this 31st day of May, 2022. Signed, Wareham Board of Selectmen.
Thank you, Mr. Bessie.
Excellent.
I believe that we may try and arrange a get together on the steps of Town Hall. We've done that previously. We haven't done it for a couple of years because of COVID, but we have had groups of people who support this day, which is the second Sunday in June, and I'll let you all know.
Okay.
Next item, Ms. Wertz.
And next item is, let's see, Jared, if you can gargle at us some more. Better you than me, I have to say. You're handling it very well, and I'd be off the wall right about now. If you could please read the Proclamation Pride Month.
So
Pride
I'm
Month.
doing my best here. All right, Proclamation Pride Month. Whereas Martin Luther King Jr. wrote, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And it's only right and moral that we identify, condemn, and stand against all forms of racism, discrimination, and hatred. And whereas the month of June was chosen to commemorate the riots that took place in Manhattan in June of 1969 at the Stonewall Inn. Whereas the United States Supreme Court ruled in June 2015 the same-sex couples can marry nationwide as a civil right. Whereas gay, lesbian, and bisexual Americans can serve their country openly, honestly, without fear of losing their jobs because of whom they love. Whereas the town of Wareham recognizes that our nation was founded upon the principles that all people are created equal and that each person has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Whereas the town of Wareham understands that LGBT rights are human rights. And whereas the town of Wareham is strengthened by and thrives upon the rich diversity of ethnic, cultural, racial, gender, and sexual identities of its residents, all of which contribute to the vibrant characters of our town. Therefore, the town of Wareham proclaims that June of 2022 shall be known as Pride Month, so proclaimed this 31st day of May 2022. Signed, the Board of Selectmen of Wareham.
Thank you. And next on the agenda, Ms. Wertz.
So this is 7D, and I'm just going to make a motion and take a possible vote to accept FY22 curbside commitment, which is omitted bills, in the amount of $4,047.24.
Is
And
there a
make it-
Second that motion.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Bessie. Is there any further discussion on the motion to approve? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Slavin,
Yes.
Ms. Wertz,
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick,
Yes.
Mr. Bessie,
Yes.
myself, yes, it has been approved 500. Next.
Okay, is there any other town business not reasonably anticipated? Anyone else have something else to present at this point? Nope. Nope. Summer schedule. Point 8 is town administrators report. Derek?
I believe Mr. Sullivan told. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Sullivan.
you're correct. I did not have anything for tonight. So
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. We'll go to liaison and initiative reports then.
Alan, you want to start?
Okay, if that's what you want. Wareham Community Associates, which is a business group in the town of Wareham that's been around since the 1922, will have their what we call the lobster bake that they do every year. The monies that they raise all go to Wareham students for scholarships in college. This year it will be on July 20th. It will be at Zecco Marine, as it's been for quite a few years now. Tickets will be available at Legacy Insurance on Main Street in Wareham. Okay, the other thing, again, I'd like to thank the town employees and Ms. Wertz and some other people who showed up at the Serpent annual meetings and show support for Serpent and the town itself. It's greatly appreciated, and people at Serpent, also told me that they're happy to see everybody come like that. We also have not a new business, but a business that's changed hands. Stashes has been basically sold, and a new gentleman, I think he's from New York originally, is opened up with a called Onset Patio and Grill. I went there with about 10 people on Monday. We had a really nice time there. The food was excellent, and I'm hoping he does well. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Mr. Bessie, do you have any liaison reports or initiative reports, sir?
Nothing this week.
Thank you. Mr. Chadwick, liaison initiatives?
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Wertz?
No, I'm good right now. Thank you.
And myself, I have nothing. Thank you very much. We will go then to the consent agenda and some minutes. And I'm going to make a statement about the minutes. We cannot look at the minutes of May 3rd until one more of you have actually looked at the tape for the minutes. In order to approve the minutes, 3 of us had to have been present, and Mr. Slavin was not present, and none of you were yet sworn in. So I was the only person who was actually there. I know Ms. Wertz has actually watched the tape, but we have to have one more of you to do that. So the only things before you tonight are the May 2nd and the May 10th. Before we go to the May 2nd, Ms. Wertz, have you reviewed the tape of the May 2nd, 2022 Selectmen's meeting?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. Therefore, there were 3 people who have looked at that, Mr. Slavin, myself, and Ms. Wertz. Ms. Wertz, I'll accept a motion.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of the select board meeting of May 2nd, 2022.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Ms. Wertz will send an attestation to our office, which will be attached to these minutes to show that we have complied with the open meeting law. Any further discussion on her motion? I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Slavin?
Yes.
Ms. Wertz?
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick? Abstain? Abstain.
I'm sorry, I'm saying, sorry.
Yep.
I was reading
Mr.
that
Bessie?
at the same time.
Abstain.
Abstain, and myself, yes. So 3-0-2. Thank you very much. And May 10th, Ms. Wertz?
Yes, I've also watched that meeting.
Yeah, that's okay. You didn't need to because all of us were present anyway. So I'll accept a motion for the May 10th.
I make a motion that the select board meeting of May 10th minutes be accepted.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Bessie. Is there any further discussion on the motion? I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Slavin?
Yes.
Ms. Wertz?
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Myself, yes, they are approved 5-0-0. And Mr. Slavin, we have one last bit of business.
Before that, do you want to make an announcement about the next selectmen's meeting date-wise?
Oh, yep. We are now going on to our summer schedule. We will be meeting the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month, which means June 14th and June 28th. And I haven't got the other calendar in front of me, but every second and 4th Tuesday. Okay.
And with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And a second is non-debatable. I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Slavin,
Absolutely.
Ms. Wertz,
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick,
Yes.
Mr. Bessie,
Yes.
myself, yes. We are adjourned at 7:24. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening.
Good
Amen.
evening. Be safe.
Aye.